Hello, Sylvia here, nutrition and fasting coach. Come on in and join me. Give me a thumbs up if you're here live. I love to see that I have someone with me. All right, so I have a good one here today. This is absolutely one of my favorite topics. Today we're going to talk about the metabolic switch. And you probably heard me say that your body ignites. The magic things start to happen when you ignite your metabolic switch. And today I want to actually break it down what that means, because it's not just a catchy phrase, and there's actually real biology behind it. And once you understand this, fasting makes so much more sense. So grab your water, grab your coffee, your tea, whatever you got, and let's do this. Let's dive in. So first I want to talk about the two fuel systems that your body runs on. System one is glucose. This is your body's default fuel source. It comes from the carbohydrates and sugar in your diet. Your body loves glucose because it's fast and it's easy, and it doesn't have to work very hard to access it. Think of glucose kind of like kindling. It lights fast and burns hot, but it burns out fast too. You know, that 3 p.m. energy crash, that's usually glucose running low. So system two is fat, converted into something called ketones. When glucose runs out, your liver steps in and converts stored body fat into ketones. Ketones are actually an incredibly clean, efficient fuel, especially for your brain. Think of ketones like a slow burning log on the fire. Deep, steady warmth that lasts for hours. So here's the key thing. Your body will always reach for glucose first if it's available. If you've been eating a standard American diet for years, 3 meals a day, frequent snacks, refined carbohydrates, your body has become a glucose burning machine. And it's basically forgotten how to efficiently access system two. And that's exactly what fasting is training you to change. Okay, so let's go a little deeper. Don't worry, I'll make it simple enough. When you fast long enough to deplete your glucose and your glycogen stores, this typically starts to happen around 12 to 18 hour fast, when your body starts to begin mobilizing fat from your fat cells and sending it to the liver. But this time is very individual, depending on your current metabolic health. So, but on an efficient person, it will take 12 to 18 hours. Then your liver then converts that fat into ketones. Those ketones enter your bloodstream and start fueling your brain, your heart, and your muscles. Here's where it gets really cool. Your mitochondria, those are the energy producing powerhouse inside every single one of your cells. They begin to adapt. Over time, with more consistent fasting, your body actually produces more mitochondria and makes them more efficient. This is called mitochondrial biogenesis, and it's one of the most powerful anti-aging adaptations your body can make. At the same time, insulin levels drop. And when insulin drops, your fat cells unlock. They can finally release the stored fat that we're holding on to. That's why so many women over 40 find that fasting works when nothing else has, because nothing else was addressing the insulin piece. So I wanted to just share something personal here, because I think it's important. When I started fasting, I was doing 16/8, sometimes 24, meaning 20 hours fasting, 4-hour eating window. Yes, I felt better. Genuinely, I had more energy, I was less bloated, and a little more clear-headed, but the stubborn weight really didn't shift much. And I almost gave up. I thought that maybe fasting wasn't for me. But it was a little thing that made me stick to it because I was feeling better. I was feeling so much better that it was worth continuing. And what changed everything was when I was starting to incorporate longer fasts. For me, it took a couple of 36+ hour fasts before my body finally made a full metabolic switch. And I was in ketosis. And here's what I understand now that I didn't then. Shorter fasting windows are beneficial, but they may not fully deplete your glycogen stores, especially if you're still eating higher carbs during your eating window. Your body dips into fat burning, then you eat and it pivots right back to glucose. Longer fast gives your liver the uninterrupted time it needs to get efficient at making ketones. And once that efficiency is established, even your shorter fasting windows become more powerful. So how do you know that this is working? So here's some signs that you can look for. First of all, mental clarity it feels different. So you feel sharper, calmer, more focused. Energy that stays stable without needing to eat every couple of hours. Hunger that becomes more manageable. So you have less urgency, less desperate hunger. Your fasting windows start feeling easier. And of course, your weight loss is beginning to move, especially around the midsection. These signs doesn't all show up at once, but when they start appearing, that's your body's telling you that the switch is happening. So what I want you to take away from today is becoming fat adapted is not a trend. It's a return to the way your body was always designed to function. Flexible, resilient, and capable of tapping into its own stored energy. It stored it there for a reason. But it takes patience and it takes consistency. And honestly, it takes understanding your body, especially because every woman's timeline and hormonal picture is different. So if you want to know where you are in the process, why your body might still be stuck in glucose burning mode, or exactly what you need to shift, that's what we work through together in a free consultation. So if you want to chat, I'll drop the link below to schedule a 30-minute free session. And share this with a friend.